Thank you for being punctual. Um, one of the reasons that of punctuality is that at 8:45 I have to finish the class because I take my daughter to her school, ¿no? La llevo a su escuela.
Yes.
So sorry, but every time, whenever I have the possibility, I will always record. Siempre que tenga la posibilidad, voy a grabar la clase en caso de que entren tarde, ¿vale? Nada más por eso les pido de favor, ¿vale? Thank you anyways. Okay, last class we checked this part. We practice, we check the film star Natalie Portman and Gareth Bale. Or you look at the questions, and then you had some homework of the PDF file. Thank you for doing your homework. I already marked. Just remember, whenever we do questions, when we have he, she, it, entonces siempre va a ser does, ¿no? What does she do? Does she speak English? Does she speak French? Sorry. Where does she come from? Or how many children does he have? Where does he live now? What are, in that case, is are because we don't have a verb. No tenemos un verbo aquí. Por eso es are. Yeah. Aquí no hay verbo después de esta parte no hay verbo, por eso siempre va a ser are, is o are. ¿Vale? Pero cada vez que tengamos verb, entonces ahí sí, does, come, etcétera, ¿no? Where does she work? What does she do in her free time? ¿Vale? Esas eran the questions for these guys, for Natalie Portman and Gareth Bale. And then
2.8
questions
Stress and intonation. 1.
Natalie lives in England.
No, she doesn't. She lives in the US.
2.
She comes from France.
No, she doesn't. She comes from Israel.
3.
She speaks German.
No, she doesn't. She speaks English, Hebrew and French.
4.
She goes to the gym in her free time.
No, she doesn't. She reads, dances and goes ice skating.
5. Gareth comes from Scotland.
No, he doesn't. He comes from Wales.
6. He works in Barcelona.
No, he doesn't. He works in Madrid.
7. He speaks Italian.
No, he doesn't. He speaks English and Spanish.
8. He plays football in his free time.
No, he doesn't. He plays golf in his free time.
Okay, so those are, it's just to pronunciation, no? Intonation and pronunciation. Can you read the first one, please? Sí, alcanzas a ver. Angel, number 1, Natalie. Es para practicar pronunciation.
Natalie lives in England.
Continue.
No, she doesn't. She lives in the US.
Yes, thank you. Perfect. Number 2, Nicole, to practice pronunciation.
She comes from France. No, she doesn't. She comes from Israel.
Thank you. Next, Angel.
She speaks German. No, she doesn't. She speaks English, Hebrew, and French.
Hebrew. Yeah, Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Next.
She goes to the gym in her free time. No, she doesn't. She reads, dances, and goes ice skating.
Dances.
Dances and goes ice skating.
Yes. What about Gareth? Gareth Bale.
Gareth comes from Scotland. No, he doesn't. He comes from Wales.
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 Lady.
He works in Barcelona. No, he doesn't. He works in Madrid.
Aquí podemos corregir. He works in England. No, sorry. He works in Barcelona. No, he doesn't. He works in England. No, en vez de Madrid, England. 7.
He speaks Italian. No, he doesn't. He speaks English and Spanish.
And finally, Nicole.
He plays football in his free time. No, he doesn't. He plays golf in his free time.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's a football player. He can't play football again. Yeah. So we need to say something different. I love you, mom. I love mom. Now that it's approaching the 10th of May. No, although in England is different date, aunque in England is in different day. I don't remember. I think it's in March. In March in England, but here in Mexico, our tradition, it's always in May. Yeah, 10th of May, Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Talking about family and friends. First of all, do you celebrate this day with your mom? Do you give her a present? Or do you take her out to have dinner? What do you do on this day? On that day, must be Mother's Day. Do you celebrate, Nicole, Angel?
Yes.
What do you do? Do you give her a present?
I give present.
I give a present. And you, Nicole?
Yes, me too.
You too? All right. Me, sometimes I give her a present. Sometimes I take her out and we have dinner, or she cooks for everybody. She loves cooking, and that's it. A cake, no, special cake for them. Right. It says complete the sentences with the verb in the correct form, ¿no? Ahora, ya que hemos practicado, ya que han hecho el PDF file, esto debería ser super easy for you, ¿no? Here you have an example. My husband comes from Peru, ¿no? Pero no siempre va a ser con... bueno, creo que aquí sí, todos con... Yeah, the conjugation is with S. Y number 6, match the sentence with sentence 5 in continue, ¿no? For example, where exactly in Peru? Digamos que siguiendo la conversación, ¿no? Como que una pregunta es extra después de esta oración, ¿no? Pero primero, write, put the correct verbs with the correct conjugation. Vale. La primera parte, finish, guys? The first part?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Mm. Angel, number 2.
My grandmother lives very near us.
Lips. Nicole, please. My mom.
My mother loves reading.
Loves reading. Correct. My father, Angel.
My father travels a lot in his job.
Travels. Next. Nicole.
My sister speaks Spanish very well.
Yes, correct. Next. No, continue. Nicole. She speaks Spanish very well. ¿Qué más dice?
She wants to learn Italian too.
Yes, correct. Next, sir.
My brother plays video games all the time.
Yeah. And finally,
My friend Jim writes an international blog.
an internet. An internet blog. Perfect. Okay, now match the sentences with the following question. Is kind of like a following kind of a conversation, right? So I'm going to play the listening and you check if you were correct. There is an extra information. If you want to take notes, that would be great. If not, that's fine. No? But anyways, we will
2.9.
check it here.
Talking about family and friends. 1.
My husband comes from Peru.
Where exactly in Peru?
From the capital, Lima.
2.
My grandmother lives very near us.
Does she visit you often?
Yes, she does. Every weekend.
3.
My mother loves reading.
What does she read?
She likes detective stories.
4.
My father travels a lot in his job.
Where does he go?
He goes to Germany a lot. He's in Berlin this week.
5.
My sister speaks Spanish very well. She wants to learn Italian too.
Does she want to be an interpreter?
No, she doesn't. She wants to be a teacher.
6.
My brother plays video games all the time.
What does he like playing?
He plays the FIFA football game a lot.
7.
My friend Jim writes an internet blog.
What does he write about?
It's all about films and film stars.
All right, so we have the answers here. Number 2 would be, does he visit you often? Number 3 would be, what does she read? Number 4, where does she go? Where does he go? And number 5, does she want to be an interpreter? And finally, well, not finally, what does he like playing? 6. And finally, what does he write about? Yeah, right. What does he write about? Could be both. Travels with double L or with one L. Creo que double L es American word and one L is just the British form. Vale. Listening. Vamos a escuchar más listening. Listen to 5 conversations. What are they? What What are they about? ¿De qué tratan? Tenemos varias opciones. Hobbies, cars, works, university, language. Y the second time, if you want to do the two activities at the same time, that would be great. But if not, only focus on exercise 8. Yeah. What are they about? What do they talk about? Puede ser. In the second activity, you have to listen again for each conversation, but this time you have to write the verb that you hear. In this case, let's hear the conversation one. That would be the example.
2.10. 5 conversations. 1.
Does Richard like his new job?
No, he doesn't. He works 10 hours a day and it's very difficult.
Yeah, so they talk about work, obviously. They talk about work, the verbs that they mentioned, like and works. Like and works. Okay? Listen to the others and decide what do they talk about and write down the verbs that you hear. Todos los verbos que vean. Verbs only, no auxiliaries, only verbs. ¿Listos? Ready, guys?
2.
Your friend Marta speaks English very well.
Yes, she does. She goes to England every year. She speaks French too.
3.
Is your sister a student?
Yes. She goes to Bristol University. She studies medicine and she wants to be a doctor.
4.
What does your grandfather do all the time?
Well, he watches TV a lot, but he plays golf with friends and he likes dancing too.
5. Does your son drive?
Yes, he loves driving his old Mini to school every day. He drives my BMW at the weekend too.
.10. 5. 2.
Your friend Marta speaks English very well.
Yes, she does. She goes to England every year. She speaks French too.
3.
Is your sister a student?
Yes. She goes to Bristol University. She studies medicine and she wants to be a doctor.
4.
What does your grandfather do all the time?
Well, he watches TV a lot, but he plays golf with friends and he likes dancing too.
5. Does your son drive?
Yes, he loves driving his old Mini to school every day. He drives my BMW at the weekend too.
That's okay, or one last time?
That's okay.
That's okay. So what do they talk about here? ¿De qué hablan? Okay, number 2.
Languages.
Languages, correct. Languages. What are the verbs that they use? What is the main verb that you use when you starts with S?
Speaks.
Speaks and
Goes.
Muy bien. Speaks and goes. Entonces aquí. Speaks. Muy bien. Next, number 3. What do they talk about?
University.
University, correct. And what are the verbs that they use?
Goes.
Huh? Goals.
Studies.
Studies. And do with W?
Wants.
Wants. Yes, exactly. Wants. Perfect. So number 4, what do they talk about?
Hobbies.
Hobbies. Yeah. Likes. No. So what are the verbs that they use?
Place.
Place. Más.
Watch.
Watches. And likes. Likes. Finally,
Cars.
yeah, cars. And what do they talk about?
Loves.
Sorry, what are the verbs? Yeah, loves. Drive. Yeah, loves and drives. And that's it. Perfect, guys. Thank you very much for doing this activity. Yeah, all right. Write the name of a friend, of a relative, ask and answer the questions with the partner. We're going to do this activity. This is like a previous activity from your exam, your future exam. I'd like you to talk about any person you want to. Yeah, either your friend, your crush, your victim, your family member, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, whoever you talk to, whoever you would like to talk about. ¿Vale? Prepare, and the other person is going to ask questions. Who is she? Who is he? What does he do? What does she do? Where does she live? What does she do in her free time? These 4 main questions. Is she a professional dancer? I don't know. You can talk about that more. No, you can talk about what does he do in a typical day, or what does he do on Saturdays. También pueden preguntar. Está bien si les doy, ¿qué será? 5 minutes to prepare. 5 minutes to prepare. So you deciden de quién hablar, más o menos qué hablar. Recuerden incluir verbos. Yeah. She works as a, she has a job, she lives, he lives in, he likes, he loves. Después de likes y loves, el siguiente verbo siempre va a ir en ing. Yep. Siempre, siempre. So, si mencionan sus hobbies y un verbo extra, verb ing. Puede ser loves. No solamente hay que enfocarnos en uno, enjoys, disfruta, etc. También pueden decir lo contrario. He hates. No le gusta o odia. He doesn't like. She doesn't like. ¿Vale? En 5 minutos preguntamos de su persona que les gustaría hablar. ¿Vale? Lo que ustedes quieran hablar. Bueno, más que nada dónde vive, qué hace, cuál es su hobbies. Qué no le gusta. Ready or not yet? ¿Listo, chavos? Puede ser como improvise. So, ¿quién empieza? Nicole, ¿la empiezas a preguntar a Angel?
Yes.
Puede ser he, who's he, she or he.
Who is she, he? I don't know.
Yes, Angel, ahí estás.
Yes, she's my mom.
What does she do?
She's a housewife.
Where does she live?
She lives in Cuernavaca, Morelos.
What does she do in her free time?
She enjoys watching series. Play. También, bueno, no sé si también ING es el segundo.
Yes.
Sí. Playing Candy Crush.
Is she
A good person.
Thanks. Ahora, Angel, please.
Yes. Who is he?
she's my mom.
What does she do?
She's a teacher.
Where does she live?
She lives in Emiliano Zapata.
What does she do in her free time?
She likes doing exercise. And she likes watching TV.
Is she
an excellent teacher?
Yeah, perfect. That's great. Thank you. Then we move on with this part. Listen and tick the sentences that you hear, ¿no? Bueno, hablando de esto, muy bien hecho. Excellent job. Great job, guys. Probably we will have another practice, but after that, you will start preparing about the person you will talk about, ¿vale? Después de eso ya vamos a, because it would be your oral exam. Tal vez aquí, porque, bueno, ya nada más son pocos. A veces viene bella, sometimes I am, yeah. Entonces, igual aquí, en vez de un video, lo hacemos en clase, ¿vale? Pero dentro de 2 semanas, 1 week or 2 weeks. Listen and tick the sentence that you hear. Pronunciation part, another pronunciation part.
2.11. What do you hear? 1,
He likes his job.
2,
She loves working.
3,
Does he like English?
4,
Does she have 3 children?
5,
Where does he go in his free time?
2.11. What do you hear? 1,
He likes his job.
2,
She loves working.
3,
Does he like English?
4,
Does she have 3 children?
5,
Where does he go in his free time?
Muy bien. A o B, ¿cuál dijo? A o B.
A.
A, correct. 2, A o B, ¿cuál dijo?
B.
B, working. Ajá. Recuerden, aquí hay una pequeña confusión luego, sobre todo con el inglés británico, ¿no? El verbo caminar, walk, como si fuera una O, walking, walking, y no se dice la L, walking, ¿no? Que casi suena como working. Por ejemplo, bueno, cuando me corregían en England, es como si dijéramos el verbo vestir. El verbo vestir, ¿cómo se dice? Wear, ¿verdad? Wear. Entonces, más o menos por ahí va el sonido de work, working. ¿Yeah? She loves working. En inglés americano sería working. Pero si lo decimos en British English o en England, como que se malinterpreta con caminar, ¿no? Ajá. Entonces me decía mi casero cuando vivía con él, ¿te gusta trabajar o caminar? Y ya le decía, both. Oh, so, yeah, but you have to make the difference, ¿no? Walking and working, working. Mhm. Next one, which one? ¿Cuál dijo?
B.
B, yes. Number 4, letter A or B?
A.
A, thank you. 5.
B.
B, yes. Where does he go in his free time? And correct, all of them. Mhm. Muy bien, guys. We can continue with, we're not going to do this part. Yes. What I would like you to do for homework is to go to your student's book. Yeah, student's book. And I'd like you to do the 2 pages. Me gustaría que hicieran las 2 páginas. ¿Tienen su workbook o do you have it or you don't have it? It's okay if you don't have it. I mean, I could share the pages. Do you have it? Have you got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Sí, yes.
Perfect. So can you do this for homework? Number 12, exercise 1, and number exercise, page 13, exercise 2 and 3. Solamente 2 and 3. El 4 y 5 lo checamos aquí en clase. ¿Vale? 2 and 3. Hasta el ejercicio 3. ¿Vale? Y, well, don't forget to do your homework. We check that page tomorrow. Thank you for being punctual, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.